Hi, my name is Justin Hurt, and I did my 2 interviews at 2 engineers that work for Siemens, which is a big engineering firm that tests products for customers. You know what? I'll let them go a little further into explaining that themselves.
Alright, you want to introduce yourself?
Yeah, I'm Danny Sheldon. I work at Siemens.
Okay. What school did you come to become, or what school did you attend to become an engineer?
Fort Atlanta University.
Okay. How long have you been in this field?
Technical field?
Just the engineering field in general.
All my life.
All your life? Now, what about with Siemens? How long have you been with them?
11 years.
11 years. What do you do on your day-to-day basis? What can you say that you do? I know there's stuff here that you can't talk about, but...
Well, I do a lot of testing. That's
Testing.
my number one. Collecting data for the customer. So that's my number one priority, is to make sure that we're testing, collecting data, running rigs.
Okay. Is there any advice you would give someone to me that is kind of, looking towards a career similar to this?
Make sure it's what you want to do. I mean, just do what you like, enjoy it. It has to be fun. No matter what career you get into, regardless of the pay, if it's not enjoyable, it's not going to be rewarding.
Do you like what you do?
I do.
Very nice.
This is a high-temperature heat flux test rig. Its purpose is to heat and cool objects to test what temperatures it can withstand. I was not allowed to take pictures of the inside of this piece of equipment due to the fact that it is a one-of-a-kind machine designed by Danny, my first interviewer. This second machine is designed for tensile testing. The third picture is a piece of equipment, and it is called a vacuum oven. This has many purposes throughout the engineering that they do there. There's not one specific thing it's used for. This last piece of equipment is a huge compressor that compresses air and cleans air for all the air equipment in the shop, so it's very multi-purpose. Anything that runs off air, this thing supplies it for the whole factory. That's it.
Yep.
That's it.
Oh, okay.
What's your name?
Dane Hurt.
Dane Hurt. What school did you attend?
I attended the University of Central Florida, UCF.
Okay. Now, you just graduated recently, correct?
I did.
How did you pick, because I know when you're going to school, you got to narrow your engineering field down to some kind of generalization. You can't just say, I want to be an engineer and go to school just to be an engineer, correct?
That's correct.
How did you narrow it down to the field that you thought you wanted to without ever actually doing a career? Because you never knew exactly. You didn't have this is exactly what I'm going to do. How did you choose what field of engineering you wanted to go into?
No, that's a very good point, because there is a very big umbrella just for different engineering disciplines, and for me to narrow it down to mechanical engineering, which I chose, what I did is I just started asking as many people that were engineers exactly what they did, and the conclusion I came to after asking, guys that were 50 years old, guys that were 40 years old, all engineers, is that I liked and I tended to be more of a mechanical engineer other than electrical or petroleum or computer.
Chemical, computer, yeah.
Chemical, yeah. I just tended to be more mechanically minded than all the rest of them.
Okay. And how long did it take you to get through school?
It took me, I was scheduled for 4.5 years, and it took me 5 years on the dot. I extended it out because I got a really good internship working under a gentleman that taught me a whole bunch, just about how to be an engineer, what it takes to be an engineer. And I just figured that I wanted to learn more, so I extended it out an extra half year.
Okay. Now, was there any mistakes you made while going to school that you could maybe point out or maybe point me in the right direction? Any kind of little things you did right or wrong, you know, that could help me while going to school?
Yes. The things that I did wrong was I got involved in the career or the path too late, if that makes any sense. Like I started testing waters too late. What I mean by that is internships or volunteer work, or just getting involved in the engineering field, because that, once I got started, it kind of narrowed down exactly what I wanted to do. It kind of helped. I didn't know what I wanted to do perfectly, but it helped narrow it down, if that makes any sense.
Mm-hmm.
So me getting exposed allowed me to see what I don't like, what I do like.
So you would suggest that if I chose this career path, to get out and get my feet wet, so to speak,
Mm-hmm.
immediately.
Yep.
Don't wait until I'm 2 years into it or 3 years, almost done with my degree, to go take an internship. Try and find someone that's willing to give me a shot before I even know anything about engineering. Try and talk,
Exactly.
even if it's just going out and talking to people.
Even if it's just going and talking to some old guy who's been an engineer for all his life, or tinkering with stuff at home, tinkering with little gadgets you have. Just get your feet wet in some way.
Okay. And how do you like working for a company such as Siemens at such a young age?
Working for Siemens it's a great experience because you get to have so many, I guess, opportunity with such a big company, because it's like having a rich uncle. You get to go over his house and play with his boats, his jet skis, going to ski trips, because he has all those resources. So working for Siemens, you have all these resources, this opportunity that you wouldn't see in a smaller company.
Okay. And one final question: what exactly are you doing right now? Because I know you said you did an internship, and now you've kind of moved into a different department, and they're transferring you around. Explain what that is.
So I started working as an intern, as a technician role. So there's a lot of hands-on work. And then I moved and graduated. Now I'm in a position where it's a rotational program. The exact name is a sales and marketing development program. So I rotate for a year, and I try 4 different jobs. So I'll try field sales, I'll try marketing, I'll try different jobs within Siemens for a year.
Now, after that, are you going to go back to your specific engineering, or is it that kind of putting you out there to see if you want to do one of those?
It is getting your feet wet. Nothing's set in stone. After the program, they're expecting me to pick a job within the 4 jobs that I tried, but nothing's set in stone. Like I could transfer out of that job, if I didn't like it, or if I wanted to go back to something.
How long are each of those rotations?
Those rotations will be 4 months, and again, they're over a span of 14 months.
In closing, I'm not exactly sure if I'm going to pursue this engineering field, but this has piqued my interest, and it's given me the knowledge and the insight, and also it's kind of piqued my interest. So I'm going to go ahead and do some further research and go from there and see if this might be a career I'm possibly going to take, which is a very good possibility. I just want to thank everyone here for their time, and thank you, Professor Caliquet, for being a great teacher this semester.